Film and television are some of the primary ways by which knowledge and ideas are disseminated to the public. While a vast quantity of this information tends to be true and valuable, however, much of it actually perpetuates false stereotypes and cliches that are passed on to viewers as absolute facts, particularly those that stem from box office films. A perfect example of this deception can be found in the 1998 film The Parent Trap, truly one of the defining films of the 90s. This film, starring Lindsay Lohan and Dennis Quaid, centers around a ploy pulled by two twins in which they attempt to induce their respective parents to fall back in love with each other after a rather unfortunate divorce. What is misleading about The Parent Trap is in how it delineates the relationship between the twin leads. In the movie, they eventually become so inseparable that people can't even tell them apart. As a twin myself, however, I can tell you that this couldn't be farther from the truth. You see, despite Hollywood cliches painting twinhood as the greatest and most jealousy-inducing relationship that one can have, in reality, being a twin can be just as much of a curse as a so-called benefit or privilege, and it all stems from an utter lack of individuality. Throughout my literal entire life, I had never been viewed as an individual person. Rather, it is as if I am a half of a whole, with my twin brother making up the other part of that half that I'm seemingly unable to fill. While the confiscation of my individuality is ever present and always occurring, one notable instance of this that has always stuck with me occurred in the 8th grade. In junior high, my brother and I were quite the overachievers, participating in a vast quantity of extracurricular activities, such as quiz bowl, track, cross country, and our musical endeavors, I in choir, he in band. We were both at the top of our class academically, and, if you can believe it, widely renowned for our strikingly similar looks. Taking all this into consideration, I now suppose that it is no wonder that, on the very final day of our 8th grade school year, we were chosen to receive an award honoring the, and I quote, best male student of the graduating class. Now, assuming that one holds a basic command of the English language, the elephant in the room here must become startlingly clear. The distinction was meant for a single scholar, yet both my brother and I were chosen to receive it. Why was that? Over the years, I've mulled over a variety of possible reasons that the administration would do such a thing. Maybe they didn't want to hurt one of our feelings, or perhaps we were so indistinguishable academically that they could never justify choosing one of us over the other. While these options are most certainly justifiable, it is my opinion that the staff of the school chose to honor us as a unit because, like nearly every other student enrolled in the school at the time, that was all they had ever known us as, the Bryans, as opposed to just Alex or just Blake. This point was further solidified when my twin and I were physically beckoned onto the stage. Here come the Bryan brothers, the principal said. Maybe he didn't even know our own names. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm incredibly grateful to have jointly received an award with my brother. His intelligence and hard-working spirit continues to inspire me to this day. But still, I harbor the preference that one of us would have been chosen over the other. Even if I had been deprived of the title, at least it would have been a distinctive loss that rendered me unique from my brother in some way. These kinds of interactions, the ones that strip me of my uniqueness, occur almost incessantly in my day-to-day life. Despite my love for my brother and I's unique relationship, I often wonder how my peers would perceive me if my status as a twin was non-existent. In today's world, one of the most valuable traits a person can have is their own special eccentricities. Unfortunately, my status as a twin has rid me of that prospect almost entirely. And so, I urge everybody to view twins as separate and distinct beings. This way, their individuality and stark discrepancies can be allowed to shine. Oh, and just so everybody's clear, I'm Alex and not Blake. Thank you.